What's up everybody, it's Drew Wilkins with Swine and Bovine Barbecue, and in this video we're making some direct heat pork belly burn-ins. Let's get going. We have ourselves a nice skinless piece of pork belly. This is about 5 pounds worth of pork belly, and we're going to make some direct heat pork belly burnt ends out of it. So first thing we want to do is cut it into strips. The size of the strips are up to you. Traditionally they're about in 1-inch cubes. So we're just going to come down here, slice right along, and then take a piece like this and just cut it into cubes. Rinse, repeat through this whole piece of pork belly. Pork belly is looking great, mostly uniform cubes. We want them to be the same size, that way they get done cooking at the same time. So we're going to toss these into a metal bowl, that way they'll be easy to season here in a sec. That being said, let's go ahead and make our own seasoning. This is a simple sweet heat pork seasoning, so we're going to go in with equal parts salt, coarse black pepper, paprika, and brown sugar, and then to add a little bit of spice, a 1/6 of a part cayenne. So this was a tablespoon each of kosher salt, coarse black pepper, paprika, and brown sugar, and then just a 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne. Shake it up. We've got ourselves a nice sweet heat pork rub. Now our pork belly is in the bowl. We're going to give it a nice liberal coating. We'll just toss the coat as we sprinkle this seasoning on. That way we get a nice even coating. Don't waste a bunch, ideally on a cutting board or a tray. Just trying to maximize the amount of seasoning we use, because I'm kind of tired of washing a bunch of seasoning down the drain off a cutting board when I do it. So we'll see how this works. Chud box is cruising along at 300 degrees, so we're going to get these pork belly bites on. We're going fat side up. We're going to let these cook for probably the next 30-45 minutes. These won't take nearly as long as a traditional smoked pork belly burnt end. Those typically take 3.5 hours. I'm guessing these are probably going to take an hour to an hour 15. So we'll come back, look at the bottom side 30-45 minutes in, flip them, and then let them continue cooking till they're done. But for now, we're going to shut this down. Let's go make a barbecue sauce. For our sauce, we're going to start out with some ketchup, a little bit of yellow mustard, some apple cider vinegar, a healthy amount of Worcestershire, some Louisiana hot sauce, paprika, some chili powder, crushed red pepper, granulated garlic, a little bit of celery seed, some coarse black pepper, a little bit of kosher salt, and a 1/4 cup of water. Whisk it up, taste for seasoning, and our sauce is done. Forgot one key ingredient, and that's some light brown sugar. Now whisk, taste for flavor, and we're good to go. That's why you got to taste for flavor. Tasted it, knew something was off, forgot to add the sugar. 45 minutes in, and our pork belly bites are looking pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and flip these over. They're temping around 170 internal. We'll let them finish fat side down. Get some nice color on them. Gonna shut it down, let them keep going until they're nice and tender. We are an hour and a half into our cook, and roughly 45 minutes after we flip these over to fat side down. Fat side is looking great. We need the meat side to get a little more tender. Direct heat's cooking more from the bottom, so the top side is not as tender as the bottom. Of course, the bottom is the fat side, so that doesn't take a lot. So we're gonna flip these back over, let them cook meat side down until they're perfectly tender. Then we'll pull them, coat them in some sauce and some hot honey. Just under 2 hours into the cook, and our pork belly is nice and tender. So we're gonna go ahead and put it in this aluminum pan before it flies away with the wind. And then we're gonna coat it with some barbecue sauce and hot honey. Nice little squishy pillows of fat, meat, and deliciousness. Now, I'm gonna cover it with some of our homemade barbecue sauce for some extra sweetness, because this is more of a savory sauce than a sweet sauce. But for some sweetness, we're going to come over the top with some hot honey. If you just want them savory, skip this step. Gonna mix them all up. So we're gonna put these back on the pit for maybe 15 minutes to let this sauce tack up. Then we'll let them cool off and they'll be ready to eat. Roughly 15 minutes later, and our pork belly is ready to come off. These are looking delicious. Let them come down to 140, then we'll eat. We have ourselves a wonderful little mound of pork belly here. Looking fantastic, cooled off pretty quickly, sauce tacked up nicely. Really excited to dig into these. The work is done. I'm tired of looking at and especially smelling these without knowing exactly how they taste. So let's take one off the top of the mound here, see how she goes. Cheers. Wow. These are delicious. Just chewy pillows of fat and meat. The Mike's Hot Honey added a decent amount of sweetness to that sauce, but you also get the savory notes of that sauce coming in too. Not overly spicy. You could add some more hot sauce or cayenne to the sauce if you wanted to, but really, really good bite. You get a great amount of direct heat flavor with this. This is one of the smokier cooks I've had on my direct heat pit. Obviously, we're basically cooking bacon, uncured bacon, right? So a lot of that fat was dripping down on the coals, just smoke billowing out of the chud box. It smelled fantastic when I was cooking and it tastes even better. You've got that awesome direct heat flavor with this, combined with the savoriness of the sauce, sweetness of the sauce, and then just the fattiness of pork belly. It's hard to beat. Can't recommend these enough. Easy to do. Will certainly please a crowd. A little goes a long way with these pork belly bites. The only thing I would do different next time is add a little bit more spice. But if you're cooking for a crowd, you don't want to blow them out with heat, then these are perfect as is. And I'll put the rub ingredients as well as the sauce ingredients in the description. That way you can reference them if you want to make them exactly like I did today. Sauce will just be estimates because I kind of eyeball it there, but it'll get you in the right path. You can taste it and adjust as needed. But that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit that subscribe button. And if you have any ideas on what you want to see me cook next, please leave it in the comments down below. As always, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.